So I'm Rick.
Gonna be a lot of bloopers.
And a little bit about me. I'm a builder. I'm a breaker. I was a hacker in cybersecurity for a long time. I have a background in AI product development going back to when I was in 8th grade. That's when I started. Eventually got pulled into the dark side of marketing and business. So a lot of times I'll wear the hat of chief product guy or chief marketing officer, which I've done for probably about a dozen different startup companies, 5 different exits, started my own cyber company and exited about 10 years ago. So I'm just super passionate about learning and kind of an introvert a long time ago.
Funny.
And so one of the things I'm most curious about is people. And I love talking to people and learning about what they're doing and why, what makes them tick. Which turns out is like super helpful if you're in sales, but I don't really consider myself in sales. I'm really more on the build. But if you're building something, you kind of have to be able to sell it, right? And so there's this kind of this quagmire that we're going to talk about, which is like customer discovery or sales. Is it a wrestling match, right? Are those things diametrically opposed? Can you do them at the same time? And about a month ago, I gave a talk. And I said, if you want to really be successful, you've got to stop selling and start listening. And we'll get into that as we go through here. But for today, what I want to do is really just a little bit of talk and then shift quickly into practical workshop conversations, get you guys involved. And I want to share with you something that I'm building to help people learn about their customers and then take action off of it. So this isn't just a theoretical thing. I'm actually going to be doing my customer discovery right here and now with you guys while I'm talking to you and enabling you to do your customer discovery.
Wow.
And sales.
Discoveryception.
It is like Discoveryception. Go get that domain, would you? That's a good one.
Yeah,
Discoveryception. I love it. So let's keep it interactive. Questions. I love that we've got a range of different engagements here. Most of what I've done in the past in terms of business model has been B2B. So I know this applies to B2C as well, maybe just in different measures. So I'll go past this really quickly, but of course we want to sell, right? Because that's what brings the money in. That's what makes the world go round. We've got to sell our product. And if people aren't giving us money for it, it's hard for us to value it, right? There's only so long you can say, well, my mom liked it and I like it. Mm-hmm. But if people aren't giving you money, it's, what's the point? Or if they're not using it or whatever you're doing, right? If you have, you need to collect some value for it. And so the reason I say we need to be careful about our mindset with selling is even though that's the ultimate goal, it can get in the way of us actually hearing and learning. And in order to sell, we have to serve. And so I like to think of it as we'll get this, if you're doing the serving, the selling will take care of itself. Mm-hmm. So if we go in with the right mindset to really understand the customer and their pain and their situation and what they're doing, I said to understand, not always to hear, because sometimes what they say is not actually what they're going to do. If we put that work in, the rest of it's going to take care of itself. But we can get sideways sometimes by trying to be too much of an advocate for what we're doing, and so really kind of try to be less selfish and understand what the other person's going through, what they're trying to do, what's important. That is really key. So I'm just going to kind of go through this list of like some tips. So let's say we are going to go do a conversation. How many of you are doing customer discovery right now? You're in that? Okay. What are what do your customers look like for you? How are you going about it?
My customer right now, I would frame as a retailer or an e-tailer.
Okay.
So a business customer. I mean, we have consumers as well that are customers,
But your model's really distribution, so you're looking for placement in.
I mean, I've gotten some feedback just because we have a similar product in the market, so I'm pretty confident in how that product will perform
Okay.
with consumption. So I'm more interested in how to approach it with retailers to kind of make sure we've got the positioning right.
Get some shelf space.
Yeah.
Okay. And have you started having those conversations yet?
We had one, but it was through someone else. I wasn't directly part of that. It was, a network kind of thing. And I've talked to a couple brokers,
Okay.
but not much.
Okay. Cool. So you're early on. How about you?
Yeah, I'm probably more early on than you, to be honest. But we're typically it's site developers or site owners that are interested in going like off grid they're in charge of making their own power, right? In terms of whether it's a mix of like renewables and diesel fired generators or gas fired generaters, and they're interested and they want to be off grid. So that's typically the people that we want, and it could be anywhere from just like homestead, they want to be out in the woods, to they're even talking about putting like AI data centers completely off grid, like the power needed for them off grid. So it's a very wide range, and obviously the latter of the two is a lot more lucrative than those.
Right.
But there's even smaller ones that the gentleman I'm talking to right now that we're kind of working through this, that even like smaller sites like communication towers, right, need to be powered and they're completely off grid, right? So there's even smaller sites like that we can go and talk to. But it's really just like the site owners or site developers if it hasn't been built yet.
Okay. Super. And so that's you have your target. But you don't. So it sounds like you don't have an interview plan or
none right now,
Okay.
because I've been working on this idea for maybe 2 weeks. This shift
2 weeks.
This shift was very recently, so
Super. Okay.
yeah, so this is why.
It's fresh. This is awesome. Good timing. And Veronica, where are you at?
So I'm still developing the idea of who the users will be. So I have a few segments. It would be people using maps for architects, urban developers, using GIS, Geographical Information Services. Usually they use like the very sophisticated ArcGIS Pro. So it will be people using that type of map. At that layer of GIS.
Like ArcInfo?
Yeah, that would need, but also interviewing entrepreneurs that want to start like a startup that also will need maps for client development or marketing, so that's another segment that I'm looking into, because there's a lot of new apps that are becoming, map-based, location-based.
Yeah.
Coming off Google Maps.
Okay. Super. So you're having informal conversations at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I have like the questionnaire that I've developed, and
you do have a questionnaire. Good.
Yeah, I do, and I've talked to a few people like architects, and but there's different. I have an advisor that also gives you different ideas, so I come up with different ideas, and so I'm open. So the entrepreneur part is the more open one, because that can be anyone building a business that is based that would need maps for. That would be more for like customer segmentation or marketing. Yeah.
Internal or customer facing?
It would be, it would be B2B, yeah.
So it would be kind of it wouldn't be like for consumers to see like where certain locations are for downtown works.
That's how originally I was, because I come from travel, so that's how originally I was envisioning, but now it's becoming more of internally like business to business. Yeah. So it would be like for you and your clients, for example.
I see.
Yeah.
So I could have a database of where all my clients are, and I can see it on a map.
Exactly, and you can do like different segmentations on the map instead of just like on a data. I mean, it's data based, So it's like a data location app, so you can be able to store your customer data there, visually seen on the map.
And like filter out
Exactly.
like, oh, these clients
And
don't want
clustering.
video services, they just want branding
With
strategy.
analysis,
They're too far away.
with analysis, but for non-GIS
Okay.
people, you know,
it
so
out.
like,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about, let's assume that you do have some questions in mind, right? If you, or an interview plan, like you have your questionnaire. So there's a couple rules of thumbs when you are talking with folks. You want to make sure that you're asking questions that are open-ended, right? No yes, no, or would you like this, right? No hypotheticals. If I were to sell you this thing for $10, would you buy it? Right? The reason is because there's so much bias that comes in there, right? So you want to try and like transport them back to a time when they did a similar behavior, right? So when was the last time that you bought a service for X, or when was the last time you read a magazine, or people that are maybe further, in your situation with batteries, like how have you dealt with power planning issues in the past, right? Something along those lines, right? Try and bring them back. You're trying to get them to pull up context, so that, because you want to, be like a magnet and draw stuff out, as opposed to it's not just a yes, no, right? And this is one of the reasons why there's such a gap in the value between a Survey Monkey type of thing versus a qualitative conversation. You guys familiar with the five whys? Right, there's this technique, and you just keep asking why, like a 3-year-old, until and eventually the person will relent and then tell you the real reason.
Yeah.
Not because they're trying to hold it back, but it's just buried, and maybe they haven't thought of it.
Right.
So-
They could be discovering it in real time as you're
Exactly.
asking these questions. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's actually, it turns out, and I had this experience when I was doing customer interviews for another project I was working on, and I had the benefit of 2 UX people working with me, and they're like, Rick, stop. You're pitching your product too hard. There's a different way to ask this. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. But I found it that muscle of when you're passionate about how you're solving something, it's man, you need electrolytes, right? Or whatever it is it's I can tell because your skin's pasty or whatever. You just get all charged up, right? And so we have to try and be that neutral personality in the room to do it when we're able to do that. So there's a lot of things to think about there. But did you guys bring laptops? If you got a laptop, let's open it up. This is the interaction, right?
Interactive portion.
I forgot my cords anyway.
What about, could she use her phone?
You could use your phone, yes. That would be great.
Are we note-taking or?
We are going to log in. I'm going to give you guys free access to a tool that we've built.
Like this?
And so you're going to go to a website that is here. It's Get Up.
From that sound.
I know. Did you see the Slack Lantern?
No, is
Oh my
that
gosh, it was on Instagram. It was a
Get Up site. UPSIGHT.
Slack
or the
logo.
Get Up.
Yeah.
And then they lit
Yeah.
it up, and anytime there was a motion detector on it, anytime someone walked to the door, it would do that. I was like, oh my god, that's so
What is that? Get Up.
scary. And then,
Get Up
something
site.
actually scary.
Yeah. So the idea is
Sirens, fine.
we help you get insight about your customers so you can level up.
That noise, responsibility.
I know it's a cheesy dad joke slogan, but that's what we're going with now.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So go ahead and log in there, sign up for an account, and it should work on your phone too, but it may be, there's a lot of stuff in there, so it's not optimized for mobile, but
It says start a free trial. Is that the one? Or
Yeah.
just sign up?
yeah. No credit card required.
Sold.
Or should it be all over?
All over.
And
I think that was him. It was just a combination of insight and what was the other word?
Yeah.
like level up.
Such a good domain.
No,
How
I
did you
don't-
get that? Did you spend like 20 grand on it?
No.
How'd you get that?
Well, it's Get Upside. It's not the upside.
Oh.
Yeah.
.co spelled
Still.
C-O-H.
COH is crazy.
It's actually. Yeah. So when is everyone logged in somehow?
Signing up, right?
Signing up. Yep.
1 sec.
Just open your wallet and transfer the Bitcoin.
Yep, got you.
Yeah, right.
I'll
Ask
give you
for
all
social.
my quote codes.
Okay, so now I'm going to explain to you the madness, like what we are doing here. What is this about? So, as I was collecting my interviews, I had all these recordings, and I was like, all right, how do I transcribe these? How do I get? And I talk a lot, so and the people I interviewed talked a lot too. So I had like 50 hours of recordings, and I started, just trying to throw it into ChatGPT and get, it to tell me what was going on. But it would either it would basically lose stuff, hallucinate, it wouldn't do it, and I'd ask it the same thing twice, and I'd get a different answer each time. And so it would be slightly different, but that didn't give me the confidence to then be able to say, all right, let me put like 10 interviews together, and how's it going to handle that? So I started looking at the problem of how can we really get information out in a smart way. And so all these things like Zoom notes, like Zoom transcripts, ChatGPT, Serum, it's like there's stuff scattered everywhere. So basically what I built here is a CRM with a note taker, it's more than a note taker, it's a conversational digestion tool, and a task manager and a strategy coach in the same thing. So the idea is put all the stuff in one bucket, and then you won't have to then say, oh, well, my competitive matrix is over in Google Sheets, and this is here. So what we start off with doing is the first step will be to think about the context, the plan that you're, what is the business you're in, what are your unknowns, who are you selling to, what is your product offering, what's the customer pain, right? So what are they trying to solve, and what do they look like, right? So it's the who and the what problem, and how might you solve it. So there's a lot of times you go to ChatGPT and you ask it something, and if you are like most people, you ask one sentence, well, you'll get a generic answer, but it's not going to be relevant to your customers and their situation. So the whole idea is that you're combining real human customer data with your specific problem. So we allow you to plan, connect with people through the CRM, collect the evidence, and then synthesize it, and then plan what you're going to act on. So that's what's in here. And so the way you start is, if you just have a fresh account, the first button should be give me some context, right? The other way to get to that is, so you have something that may look like this when you click on it. So you can just chat here, or you can go to the forum. These are links to the same thing. So very transparent here. What we're trying to do is figure out what's the customer's problem. So you type that in, and the goal of this, and we'll just do the forum to start with, because it's a little clearer to see what's going on. And then as you get down here, and it asks you who are your ideal customers. So let's say if I say my customer problem is finding good marketing and branding help, that's their problem, right? I'm trying to sell marketing services. Okay? And then when I come down here to add the organization type, so now I'm defining my ICP, my ideal customer profile. Because I've given it some background, it has that context and it's making suggestions now. And so your suggestions, you can click on them and it will add them in there, right? Mid-sized retail companies, like, so this is, you know, if you're selling marketing services, you might want to talk to them. You say, you know what, I want to do more with startups, so I'm going to go from like the 0 to 5 million. And there we go. So that's the what type of company, and you can just keep adding more. You can also say, if I want to focus on maybe healthcare, and then click on the refresh button, it will give you new suggestions in the healthcare space. So then you can like dial that in. And you can follow the same pattern with people's roles. So is it marketing directors, head of digital, right? So you can come in and start customizing this. And you can add more about the products and services you offer. So again, like the more you put into it, the more it clarifies in your mind the context, and it helps the AI help you. Kind of like that Jerry Maguire. Help me, help you. Right? All right, not everyone saw that. But as you get to the end, you'll notice here this interview types. So this is built around interviews initially. You can define, are you doing exploratory, or are you trying to validate a specific concept? All right, how are we doing there? Are you okay?
No, for some reason I'm not getting the sign up for, like I'm trying to sign up and I'm not getting email to confirm my email, so I can't log in.
Oh, it might be in the like spam folder.
Why did I not think that check?
And it may say something like Rick from Uppy or Upside or... How about you, Veronica?
Yeah.
Working on mobile? Yeah?
Yeah, it's working.
Good. Yeah, the OAuth is a little smoother. Are you? Oh,
I'm doing it.
you are chatting.
Yeah, I'm chatting away.
Yeah.
Is it, you just keep chatting until it gets the context it needs?
you could ask it like, what else do you need?
Oh, okay, and then just like,
And it'll tell you.
oh, okay, oh, you did the form version. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just
so, you can
chatting.
go, so it's all linked, right? And so essentially the chat will fill the form.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You see your answers in there?
Awesome. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. You good?
There you go. I'm getting absolutely nothing. I tried to sign up twice.
So 0 emails sent.
Really? That
Yeah, that's what I checked twice initially. I'm like,
do you have a OAuth you could do, like a Google
yeah,
sign in?
yeah, I have a Gmail. Let's just do that. I could change mine.
That usually works. I tested that like 2 days ago.
You're sending it through Engage, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Last sent was 2 days ago.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
All good. I could probably go and change it. Like,
So if we make changes, we have to do it again, the whole thing? Like, let's say
No, it saves it.
it saves it and
Yeah.
then we have to edit it.
Yeah. So what you're doing now, when you go home, you can get on your computer and it'll be there.
there we go. I gotta get up something. Yeah, it worked with Gmail. Because I have my own URL, right? But it's through Outlook.
Oh, through Outlook. Microsoft.
You're filtering.
I did it in my spam.
I have not tested.
And that's the thing, it's my own custom, and that's the thing is like, it's my own custom like URL.
It should
So
still work, but Microsoft is always a little unique.
Really?
Yeah. They M365. Yeah. Okay. How you doing, B? Hey, you good? Okay. Todd, you're churning away? Cool. Okay, so keep doing that. Yeah, you're in. When you're ready, at the bottom, for those who are ready to hop forward, you can always come back and add it later. It's not like you have to completely do it, but normally I would highly recommend it. There's a button at the bottom. It says conversation prompts, and if you press that, it may say missing required fields, because it really wants to know what your key decisions are and your unknowns. So, for example, where to advertise, or TikTok or LinkedIn, and an unknown might be what message would resonate best with, founders who are trying to hire marketing talent. Because everyone's got unknowns, right? Well, maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but I sit in front of a lot of people and I go through this and ask them, what are your unknowns? And the glaze that comes over the face is pretty consistent.
So if this is like,
Except for Erica, she knows.
I got it.
Erica knows.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to piggyback off of the people's role is supposed to piggyback off of your ideal customer.
I was on the chat.
Yeah, it's who you think that. It doesn't have to. You can put people around that as well.
Those are pretty good.
Okay, so my unknown is what specific marketing services do potential clients believe would provide the highest ROI? And my assumptions would be founders will have little money and lots of expectations. Key decisions, let's see. Okay, so once you've at least answered those things and you click on the conversation prompts, it's going to generate a research plan, which it won't show you. It'll skip over that. That's behind the scenes. What it will show you is a conversation guide. So these are suggested questions that you can ask when you're talking to people that match the roles that you put in. Is that coming up for you on the? Mm-hmm. Super. Yeah. Okay.
It's still generating, but I think it's working.
Yeah, it may take like 30 seconds. Just doing some research. Is anyone else on? Or raise your hand if you're still on the input side.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
I'm so on ideas myself.
Yeah. Take your time. That's actually a really valuable part of doing this.
Oh, but you finally got in though.
I finally got
Yay!
Gmail worked.
Yay!
Microsoft didn't.
Oh, okay.
What else did you do?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
It worked pretty good.
So I'll show you, like on the big screen here, you can come in and edit it and change it. Okay. You can mark questions as must have. Because sometimes we get So what this is doing is it's preparing you, right? Because there's a part here, remember we said how long we're going to talk to people for? Because people are kind of bad at time management. Like me, I was talking too much. So this will tell me, do I have enough time to get these questions in? And if I have too many questions, there'll be a little orange bar that shows up and it'll warn me. I can also like drag and drop and move these around if I want to change the order. And you see I've got backup questions down here. So just click on the plus to add those. You can not sure what happened there. Okay, so you can add or insert follow-up questions, and they'll come in right after that. So you can play with that anytime, right? But the point is you're getting some questions together, and I'll just give you what the next step would be. Is now that you know what your questions are, most people are either going to say, all right, I've got a recording that I want to upload, or a transcript from a conversation, or an audio file, or a video file, anything. Or you could have a URL from like, there's some services that will do recordings for you, and they'll give you a URL. So you can put that URL in and it'll process it. Or you could say, I'm gonna record now. So I'm gonna do this recording with Veronica, and I'm gonna ask you those questions. And those questions should have appeared here. I'm not sure why they didn't, but normally those questions will show up kind of like a teleprompter so that you can see, oh, I need to ask this question, and you can click it when you're done and move on. Kind of keeps you on track. And then when you're done, you just press finish. Now it's taking your recording and analyzing it, and it's going to generate a ton of information. Obviously, I didn't say anything super interesting in those 10 seconds, but if it was a few minutes, and I would introduce myself and say, so Todd, tell me about your business, like how long you've been doing it, yada yada, right? There's a lot of things that get said, and I find on average, people remember probably 15-20% of those conversations, but what my system does is, and I'll show you some of the recordings that are in here. So first of all, it will automatically, let me go to the right place. I have a demo account where I uploaded some YouTube videos of people like Paul Graham and Steve Blank, some like marketing professionals talking about intelligent things. So it will automatically pick out the people whose names are mentioned, either audio or text, and it will create these records for them. And then, like, I think this was, let's go into this one with Sophia. It's gonna pull out a lot of information about the individual when it comes out. And so you can, I don't know if you can see that, but these are all the different categories of attributes. So it's like I'm a super stalker here. So if I want to know about like her emotional state during this, what her goals are, different behaviors, like, oh, I get my coffee in the morning before I go into work, or it could be just about anything, right? What was the context of the conversation? So at this point, I'm not trying to provide a summary. I'm trying to like just understand every little detail. And from that, we can then generate unique insights about this person. So it automatically generates a summary, but then you can see, okay, here was a conversation that I uploaded. It was a video, and she's talking about this, how to do customer discovery. was frankly her topic. And my system has, instead of the idea of here's like the summary of the thing, there's different lenses you can apply. And so I have a customer discovery lens on it. I have a sales lens I could apply that would listen for things like, does the person have budget? Are they the right decision maker? I have a product lens. Are there product features mentioned that I don't have, right? And so my engineers might want to know about that. And so you can look at the summary of the chapters of the conversations, or you can look at the details. For example, she's talking about false assumptions. So I can click into here and it will take me directly to that part of the video where
Let's enable customers to build multiple products.
she's talking about
each of
false
their audiences in
assumptions.
different ways.
So you see how it immediately slices it up and gives you direct access to that content.
Does it identify, for example, customer mentions apps or something specific, names like that? It picks up that.
Yep. We could. So I didn't run. Let's see. Let's maybe look here. Market insights. So she talks about A/B testing tools, empathy mapping.
Yeah.
Right. See, there's different time codes in there, so where you can go to it. So this is a good point. I can show you. There's recommendations for all this too, but there's also a chat bot, and so you could ask like, what tools do people use? And I have no idea what the answer is, but it'll go and find. Oh, there was an error, of course. Okay, but it would generally come back with the answer there. So we're also in private beta right now, so there are a few bugs. And once you go through this process, these are the different lenses that you can apply. You can create your own lens here by simply typing out what you're interested in. So you could say, I'm interested in detecting passive-aggressive behavior in company meetings, right? And it would create a filter for that and then notify you when there was new data that matched that. But the sales one, consulting projects, I'll just give you a little view here. This is the type of information it tries to pull out. So the idea is like, we started with what are my questions and unknowns, and now here with the lenses, it matches those to the answers. And so there's the generic customer discovery one and all these others that you can apply to. And then if you do enough, the idea is that's the pattern, and then you add conversations. And the more conversations you add, all this evidence aggregates up into themes or insights. And so if I group the insights, you can see there's some on marketing strategy, some about product development, research. There's some that are uncategorized yet. So, and you can see how it's pulled out this other information here and aggregated it up. And you can come in and set an importance level. And if this is something you really care about, and you say, okay, this is what we're hearing and sensing from our customers, I want to do something about this. So you can come and create a task and say, all right, you get familiar with the design sprint methodology of asking a question of how might we solve this problem. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're looking at a list of problems or situations with insights, and we're now creating a how might we card, which says we're going to spend time trying to solve this theme because there are 14 pieces of evidence across our interactions with people that say this is a meaningful thing. And so we've just now created this task, And that task is now linked because the icon's different. So we can go into our task system and we'll see, all right, I'm going to assign someone to be in charge of that, and the entire task system, it looks like a task system. So the idea is it's all like kind of connected together. So you can start with your unknowns and get to actual actions, and there's loops that you do in between. So I just wanted to give you the high level overview of like where it's going.
Okay. I have a question.
So where are you guys at?
My question is, you talk about the 5 whys at the beginning and how we need to apply that to our questions. This does it automatically for us, right? That's the whole point. That it's all this is already in the system.
All these questions you put in will come back through when you ask the questions. It'll be looking for this project research one. So here it says questions asked and what the answers are and the confidence. So this is where you'll find the answers to your questions. These are just sample videos, so it's a little bit different. But if you had a couple conversations you put in, and if you ask the same questions, or mostly the same, they don't have to be identical. You can phrase them different. The system's got enough fuzzy logic to figure out that, okay, these are essentially the same question. Now, how did the different people answer? And it will group those and then roll that up so that on your dashboard, you see here where it says the lenses and summaries. So you can come here into the customer discovery, and so this is basically telling you what the key findings are and what you're hearing. So is there a problem solution fit? Are people willing to pay for it? So this is trying to answer those questions for you. Just basically you've set up a framework and you just need to go and have more conversations and then come back, look at this, and it'll give you guidance. It's kind of like your dashboard.
So it's coding the answers to those questions. It's grouping the questions similarly. It's coding the answers, and then you had evidence, which was how many times that answer was, that theme was provided. Can you go back and reference like the verbatim, like
This is
the?
where
Yeah, you can.
Does it point to that?
put your conversations.
Actually from here, right?
That,
So,
like uploading
like here it says, many
where you can do like a live
teams make false assumptions about.
person talking about something, you can do that. Need to know if it's just
Okay, so this is her interview. But if you wanted to see,
So if I saw the summary of answers to the question about product market fit or what something, right? Like
I talk to experts.
there were 14 people that talked about it. You could
yeah,
click
let's
on
go
those
into.
and
Let me
see
pull it
their
up for
statements.
real. Let's say.
I'm thinking about how you use this. Well,
Okay, so here's what we call an insight. So an insight is a grouping of evidence. It's a theme essentially, right? So we're hearing this 14 times, right? And so it's basically what we're hearing is that you should invest in foundational customer discovery. And what you see here is there's supporting evidence from 3 different conversations. Okay? And so you can open up, so it wasn't just Sophie, but Christian, whoever this guy is, was talking about it too. And you can see the different specific things, like he's saying here, he's arguing that discovery is fundamental. So it's kind of like YouTube chapters, right? And this is like define your assumptions.
yeah, where I'm going
Here you
is
can
like
say-
this would be really valuable to if you have an insight to pull those verbatims out, and then that becomes like a selling point, right? Like to be able to, these are testimonials or that's
Yeah.
where I was wondering how hard that would be to go and find what they said and put that into your pitch.
So actually, there's a method here.
Okay.
Like this is the foundation. The next thing that's happening is obviously the meta topic here is you're starting with discovery, and good discovery questions get you better answers so that you can sell better. right? The customers are going to have objections or they're going to have questions. So this allows you to go back to those specific things, and then you can role play internally. Go, okay, how should we have answered that? Well, let's say it was perfect, right? And you had a perfect answer, and that was a perfect question. You now have like the time code, and you can essentially share this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on the. Oh, that's invite the team. Okay, so what I want to do is, I haven't enabled sharing for this, but I can share the entire. This one I can copy and paste and send it, but I can also create a secure token, which only gives permission to access that for like X number of days, and that gets shared with people. So you don't have, if it's like sensitive stuff. You could then auto-generate like an email reply. Hey, your questions that came up that I didn't answer in our last call, 1, 2, 3, and then you can insert, here's the answers. So there's a lot of automation things you can do once you're clear about what actually happened that I care about and want to take action on. So I'm trying to create a closed loop system because a lot of times the conversation generates action items that maybe they get written down, maybe they get put in your Apple Notes. But here, if you're recording the call, it actually will auto-generate action items for you that will be in your task list.
Does it generate other questions for the next level, this next cycle of interviews?
It's not automatic right now, but that's where you would come in the bottom and you'd say, given what we talked about, I've got to follow up with Joe next week. How can I best prepare for it? And it will tell you. So, and if you think, if I tried to do that with ChatGPT, it would probably tell you something really generic, unless you went to like 3 different places, copied and pasted a bunch of stuff, and threw it in. So. And if you tell it more about what your product offering actually is, it can tailor the response around that.
Wait, are you here for the Lunch and Learn? You can join us if you'd like. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not.
Hop in.
Welcome.
All right, where are you guys stuck? Questions? Anything?
I
Next?
put in notes from a client that I had a Zoom with the other day. What do I do after that? Do I need to accumulate more conversations before it does anything helpful, or?
You should be able to ask it questions
Okay.
right now. It looks like there might be a bug in part of it, the question asking. I'll look at that in a sec, but you could still answer even if you only put one piece of info in. But it's where it really starts to shine is if you have like a 30-minute conversation that it's analyzed. So what you really want to get is like all those little detail points underneath the people. Yeah?
Sorry? What was your last sentence?
Just the more data, the better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Erica? You're like...
I'm like doing mine for membership actually, for the Startup SD membership.
Okay.
And we have like a lot of notes everywhere. So I think this would be good just to, can you like integrate this with Zoom? Where it could just like pop up as a integration or something?
So we're working on that.
All right.
We have an alpha version of that integration, so that you just have to join the meeting and it'll auto-record it.
Oh, okay.
But you can take a Zoom recording and throw it in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say Teams is probably like impossible at this point.
Impossible?
Well, like to go and integrate with Teams, like I just use Microsoft Teams.
So what we're doing is a desktop app, and you'll just run it and it'll just record.
Wow.
So it's not gonna like show up as a bot.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, it's not super necessary, but long as it can record. Right? And also just having like your phone here too. Because
Yeah.
you see a lot of that with.
That's like half the time I just like you record on my phone
Yeah.
and then upload it.
Yeah, no, because like I've had that a lot with meetings with people that they'll ask me like, hey, do you mind if I just like have like an AI like recorder, you know, just for whatever meeting.
Is it gonna be like an app too, where you could just?
We'll have an app. We have a prototype, but
Have you worked with Roomy at all? They're sponsors on Eventship. They have a like note-taking app.
yeah.
Maybe something to just look at.
Okay, yeah. I think I've heard the name.
RUMI. Yeah.
I think I've heard. Yeah,
They advertise on Eventship all the time.
that's probably where I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like a combination of like a CRM
Yeah.
and a note taker and a strategist. There's actually, I'll show you something else too. I'm kind of nuts, but I realized, so you can have like notes. Let me go to a different. So I've put a lot of different types of content in here. And so there's conversations and there's notes, and you can actually go out and say, go research something, and it will go and do it, like, and it will generate a research document for you here. So this is like Google search saved into a document that you can now use when planning the rest of what you're going to do. Like, help me come out, or you can copy and paste it, right? But not only that, some of these can also be like, it'll do spreadsheets too. So you can copy and paste from a spreadsheet and it'll transpose it into here, which is essentially, like I said, okay, well, let's look at, this product here. I can come in and I can change what its strength is on the spot. And now any kind of query, like when I'm talking with the chat, and say, compare the strengths of my competitors against what we're doing. And it's going to leverage that information. It's because I spent a lot of time doing competitive market research in a spreadsheet that's like somewhere else. And so this is like an early view of like, you can have the spreadsheet in here, or eventually we'll let you link to an existing Google Sheet and then leverage that information. How many people have that kind of info in a Google Sheet? Anything in a Google Sheet that you'd want to?
Something.
Yeah.
Maybe
So-
not as extensive as it should be.
So what I was using it for was, okay, I've got, I want to take there's one of my customers that's using this, and they have a spreadsheet. They're not using a CRM. They're putting all their stuff on a spreadsheet because they want to see everything at once. And so I can take that and paste it into here, and it converts all those people into contacts that show up linked here, and now I can reason about who they are and then say, okay, send this person an email, or let's schedule a call with that person, or I haven't talked to them in 3 months, time for a follow-up. So all those basic things you can do with a CRM, but doing it with like natural language.
If you were moderating a conversation with more than one person, would it be able to distinguish respondents?
Yeah, it's, I have some examples of that
That's
actually.
okay. The other question I had was, how accurate do you think this is at coding emotional tone, right? So I saw earlier, you know, that was one of the attributes that it's capturing. But you're using a translation of video or audio to text, right? So somebody can get lost there. How good do you think this is at actually accurately capturing tone?
It's doing it more so that's very astute. Yeah. In fact, even the transcription models don't use intonation. They can't tell the difference between Erica's voice and mine.
Like sarcasm isn't captured.
So they do it from the words
Yeah.
and the timing. So it's the context of what we call a scene or a turn.
Yeah.
Like you and I having this back and forth. It's actually pretty good in my.
But if someone was saying sarcastically, "That's amazing," it would think that's amazing, right? Like it's not gonna. Or would it, like, how good is it? That kind of nuance. I'm thinking about.
I haven't tested it.
I'm thinking about an idea for you. I won't monopolize this conversation, but I just think there's something. There's a use case that you haven't talked about that could be pretty valuable. I think.
Oh yeah, family therapy.
No, I think it's actually, I think it's market research. Like professional moderators and focus groups.
Ah, interesting. I totally see that. I think it's agencies and market research. I've spoken with one market research agency. I've got some marketing agency conversations coming up in the new year.
I think I can go to a Taylor Research or someone around here and show them, because it's very structured. So a moderator's going to come in. There's a discussion guide. We can talk about it, but I think what this could do would have a ton of value to the people that are compiling that data and writing reports and making recommendations to clients about these. It's all insight based, right? Which is what you're delivering.
Yeah,
but it's more structured, right? So it could be a great way to kind of fine tune.
Yeah. Yeah, would love to talk more about that. I think that's partly how I started building this, and I can actually, the more data I have, I can then come and I can generate personas.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna ask about.
Which
awesome.
gives you a more kind of fun. Oh, this is the saucy professor, or it takes a while to generate, but you get some pretty. So I'll go to a different. The personas are another thing that I think marketers are very, very interested in. How do I tailor a message to them? What emotional tone? Maybe sarcasm is what we're after. Maybe that'll hit better.
If I have 100 members, Startup San Diego members that want to interview, and I have all their contact information, is there a way I could just manually upload all 100 of them if it has the fields of first name, last name, company name, any other things? You could do it all in one go. Oh, okay.
I mean, I haven't put in 100. I put in 15. Essentially, okay. I will handhold you on that. But what I did is I copied my spreadsheet and I literally pasted it into this box.
Oh, and it did it that way.
And I said, upload this.
Oh, okay.
And it created all those people.
I might just have to do this for January.
It's actually, because Cheryl wants to do it too. So
for Perseverance.
I'll be working on that feature a little bit more to get that implemented. Because then it becomes interesting because you may have columns with other info.
Yeah, I have a lot of data that we collect when people become members, the industry, their stage.
Totally.
And that's where kind of I was wondering, can you tailor some KPIs? But I'm assuming if you chat with the bot, it kind of refines it based off of your conversations and stuff. Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Lots of ideas.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And then as you're talking to through your conversations, you can also create literal sales opportunities and say, hey, this person works for this company. I think they might be down to buy my services, and generate these records, and then it'll tell you things like who's the decision maker, who's an influencer, who's a blocker.
Is that a feature that you get when you add things?
It's normally in there. So if you're looking at say you had a conversation with somebody, like this guy Tim, and you're like, okay, Tim could be a customer. So I literally can come over here and say, well, I already created an opportunity, but you could actually say, based on this conversation, I want to create an opportunity.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing it right now, but I'm assuming it like loads when you.
Oh, if you probably don't have, because you don't have any contacts.
Oh, so there's no opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what's going on. So I've tried to, because there's so much in here, I kind of hide things until
So it
you're
makes
like
sense.
ready to use it. But once you actually create people,
You like unlock features and get to play around with more tools.
exactly, yeah.
Nice.
How does the subscription work? Monthly?
It's monthly, based on like certain amount of usage, and then if you need more, you can like buy more credits. So we'll be rolling that out in January. So right now you can please use it. Okay, so given that we wanted to talk about like customer discovery and sales together, questions for you guys. Do you feel like you have a better sense of what questions to ask? Maybe at least like,
Two people were like interviewing phone calls.
yeah, so potential customers, yeah?
Yeah, I really like the suggestions that pop up.
Suggestions.
Yeah, I don't have to think. We should do that
Everything
more
like is in
often.
here.
You
It's
don't
like
want to
just,
think.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
ChatGPT era.
That's what I was gonna, that's what I meant,
I
yeah.
have to do that anymore.
Well, it turns you from like producer into reviewer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is anyone thinking about New Year's resolutions of how many interviews you're gonna have?
It doesn't help to find people, right?
Not yet.
Interesting point.
Oh, that's an interesting feature.
Not
So-
yet, but it might.
So one other feature that we will have is once you establish your questions, and tell me, this is a hypothetical, which I said was not good, but if you had a link that you could send people to come and answer those questions just by chatting, would you do that? Or would you rather talk to them in person? Who'd rather talk to them in person?
Wait, sorry, I didn't fully understand the question. What was the first part of it?
If you could send somebody
a
your
link.
questions in a survey form or chat form, would you do
I
that?
mean,
You'd want to talk to them, right?
in person's way better.
Yeah. But sometimes you just can't make your schedules happen. So it all depends, right? There's a right time for a survey and there's a right time for a conversation. And where I think everyone here is at, the time is for the conversation. In fact, Steve Blank says, if you can't see the whites of somebody's eyes, you're not really learning anything.
You're not close enough.
Yeah, like you have to like see their eyeballs.
Okay, but will you be selling pens with microphone recording things in it?
Well, here's
Oh,
one.
hi. Yeah.
Here's
That's a
one.
little too
Like you
big
can
for a
use your
front pocket,
you
though.
can use your phone. Yeah, I mean
Do
there
you
are
have
other,
to like have them like sign
I should look on Amazon. I bet you there's like a little,
a waiver or
you
something?
know, like Inspector Gadget or no, Q. It was the James Bond guy, Q.
Yeah.
So it was like a pocket conversation recorder thing that is like $15 on Amazon. I should look into it.
Pen site. No, it's like a little camera.
Yeah. Other questions? I do want to encourage everyone to. You're going down that road. You all know you need to have conversations. You've got a start of what those questions look like. You could test them out. There's nothing like doing a real conversation, and you will get flustered and you will forget, oh, I didn't ask that question, or I didn't ask it in the right order, or I was too leading on that. So what you can do then is, once you upload the recording of that conversation, you can actually use the chat and say, tell me what I could have done better. I'm working on giving you like an automated score and suggestions, but you can ask it in the meantime, so you can get some coaching.
Oh, you're asking Upside how I did, not the person.
Oh, wow. Yeah, no, you could ask. Oh, the
I'm-
person's
I'm
always
a
say, oh,
little
you're
too-
marvelous, right?
I'm a little too comfortable with people. I'm like, no, give me the real deal.
Okay.
What would have been a better way for me to say that or whatever, you know? People are typically honest. I feel like down here they don't blow smoke as much, you know. LA, New York, they might not give you the straight answer, but well, maybe New York.
Yeah, Newark would tell you.
But probably just because you're
Straight up.
contrarian though, not necessarily.
Did you say we can enter like need more information about the interviewee, like address in the chat here where it says ask? Is that where we would enter it?
Yeah, you can. You can come and I'll order. This is a test one, right? I used to have one in here called John Wayne. So you can come and click over here. There's like an edit button, or you can say, oh, here, let's do this. Hey, I just learned that Tim Wolf loves to surf shortboards. Can you update his record with that? Okay, so it's gonna go and like update the record now.
Okay, pretty cool.
The whole idea is like you're a busy sales guy and you're in a bar or you're driving down the you're in your car driving and it's gonna take boom.
It worked.
Interesting.
That's what
Oh, so we're not on Tim's record now, but it tells me I can go look at Tim. And so it's gonna bring up Tim's info. It's slow here.
Okay, so this is interesting because I keep files of people that I meet, like in my notes. I can input that, even without like a conversation with them specifically about my business or whatever.
Yeah, you can put it all. And I don't know if you saw this before, but like you can see, this is where all that data would be. You can manually add things, but
Like
why would
personal-
you? I would just talk.
like personal things?
Yeah. Yeah, you could put whatever you want. Loves long walks on the beach and Greek poetry, whatever.
Okay.
Like,
Interesting.
you can literally put anything. Whereas like the old world CRM, like Salesforce, HubSpot, you got to talk to your administrator to create a field. So you can like put that in there. Let's do that. Or if you just write it in Notion or whatever, like good luck finding it.
Unless you know what you're looking for and can search it, but you might not.
I've used so many note-taking apps. It's like putting it in's always 10 times easier than finding it.
Yeah.
So there you go. I think we're like,
Yeah, we started like a little later, so I think
Yeah.
we're at the hour mark for
Yeah,
the
I mean,
workshop. We have some
I'm
food.
happy to talk more, or if you guys want to
Yeah.
do one-on-one, but it seems
Yeah.
like everyone's kind of like,
Everyone's like playing around
you
with
been
it.
there?
I'm like,
all right.
awesome.
I
so
do have one last question.
go for it.
What could I have done better? What's missing?
Well,
I'm going to channel Nova for that critical feedback. Say
maybe,
something.
like-
Say something mean to me.
maybe like have done an actual demo, like interview, like record it and then
that would be
interview
cool.
like I don't know, like someone for 5 minutes, like to actually see it like live.
That's cool.
Okay. That's good.
If you need an interviewer, I'm down.
Okay.
Oh, because then someone could have gotten their questions. Like, let's
Yeah.
say, like, you already created your template, and then you could have interviewed Rick.
Yeah,
And then
I
it
like
could have
that.
made a persona for
I
Rick.
love the demo idea. That's
Yeah.
genius.
So kind of like letting them use it instead of you using it.
Yes.
I think that would have been cool.
Oh, and you would be interviewing me
Yeah.
or someone else. Yeah.
Or someone else, yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
and then you could see,
How it all works.
yeah.
Love
Okay.
that idea.
But it was great. Yeah, I mean, I think y'all could still do that if you want. There's like what 8-ish people here if you want to test it out.
Yeah.
I think that's a great
I have
idea.
another suggestion. QR code for your link to the website.
Yeah,
For the phone, that works better. Because it worked really well on the phone, but you know,
Oh, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, it did work.
How
It
does
did,
US
yeah.
On the phone.
good.
Yeah.
I just needed a QR code. Oh, you forgot.
yeah. So yeah, you can, I should have shown that,
Okay.
but, okay. Do an actual interview, that's good. Most important thing is just like do it.
Yeah.
Do an interview. Your first one is gonna suck. So just get it out of the way so you can get to the good at it. And I know you think like, oh, how hard is it to talk to people? But we have these inhibitions. And I see this all the time, like at these mixers, when people like, they don't have their lines, they haven't thought about it ahead of time.
Yeah.
So, like a little preparation of like, what do I want to learn about
That's
folks,
such a good question. Yeah.
right? You know, I don't know. What's your name, bro?
Patrick.
Patrick. Like, I mean, he could be like the answer to my biggest
Yeah.
like need right now, and I have no idea.
Patrick, what do you do? Tell us about yourself.
I don't know. Actually, here in my own interest of just being a sponge.
Being a what?
A sponge.
Okay. For what purposes?
Getting in as much knowledge as I can since I've been off and on with a lot of my entrepreneurship opportunities. I was in the service for some time, and I held off a lot of different opportunities then. And so, I mean, it goes without saying, in order for us to have something we've never had is maybe having the willingness to do something we've never done. Here I am.
There you go.
And,
You were making my
I
point.
really-
Yeah.
I really want to do something more than just what I've been coming from, I guess, for a long time. I've been doing Amazon Associates, time and time. I recently got a good upstart with my mom in the business. Not here, because I mean, we had different times and opportunities to maybe make it something worth here in the US, but where rather than offer just the resource, why not be the resource to offer a solution? So we did that over in my mom's country where she was born, Philippines, being Filipino descent. And did, well, it's looking good. And I'm familiar with some of the automation using AI. It's how I got by with a lot of my own entrepreneurship too. The Discord webhook applications, so that was an interesting run. I didn't want to work with different other organizations, but again, I'm just a stranger.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad to know that there's people out here like you guys are looking to also push for a similar goal.
Did you download the app yet, or did you get on the
No.
web page yet? Yeah, you should.
Oh, yeah.
Play
You
around with
can
it.
you can scan this and try.